Hello there, you're tuned into 7Edition this Sunday. I'm Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan and these are your headlines. Unity among Malaysians still elusive, says Sultan of Perak. Appeal filed against driver's acquittal in Johor Bahru's Basikan Lajak case. And last but not least, family gunned down while travelling to the southern Philippines. Good evening. In Johor, the prosecution today filed a notice of appeal against the acquittal of a sales promoter who was charged with reckless driving, causing an accident that killed 8 teenage cyclists 2 years ago. State Prosecution Director Amir Nasruddin said the prosecution believed there were merits to file the notice of appeal based on several issues related to the case. The notice of appeal was filed by the prosecution at the Johor Bahru Court complex at about 9:30 a.m. Amir said among the issues and merits related to the case were the identity of the accused, the location of the incident, and that the accused was unfamiliar with the route at the scene.
Memang kita buat di atas keputusan magistrate yang melepas dan membebaskan orang kena tuduh di akhir kes pendakwaan. Kita percaya terdapatnya merit.
He also refuted claims that the notice of appeal was filed due to the pressure from the victims' families or other party, describing it as a normal procedure following a court decision. On October 28th, Magistrate Siti Hajar Ali acquitted and discharged sales promoter Sam Kerting, aged 24, who was charged with reckless driving that caused a road accident in which 8 teenage cyclists were killed on February 18, 2017. In the judgment, Siti Hajar said the court made the decision based on a number of factors, including the dark and winding road condition, where the driver could not predict the presence of a group of cyclists on the road at 3 a.m. A family of 6, including an 8-year-old child, was believed to have been shot to death in a boat while on their way to the southern Philippines last Tuesday. There are claims that the family from Pulau Danawan near Semporna, Sabah was heading towards Siasi to celebrate Maulidul Rasul there. Sabah Police Commissioner Dato' Omar Mamah said 8 people aged between 8 and 50 were travelling in a boat at night when they came across the shooters. The 2 survivors, a man and a woman, were rescued by their relatives the next day. They then returned to Sabah together with the remains before lodging a police report in Semporna on Friday. Police believe the victims could have been killed due to vengeance, as none of their personal belongings were missing. It is learned that all the victims did not have any identification documents, but have been staying in Pulau Danawan for many years. 28 Chinese nationals, including 3 women believed to be involved in online gambling, were arrested in a raid at a luxury bungalow at Jalan Kasawari in Ampang, Selangor yesterday. All the individuals, aged 20 to 44, were detained at the luxury residence, which is believed to be the operation center for online gambling activities organized by international syndicates. According to police, initial investigations showed all these individuals work as online gambling transaction operators. Police also confiscated 25 laptops, 28 smartphones and 1 internet browser modem with various online gambling applications and websites operated by the syndicate. The syndicate is believed to have been active in online gambling activities for the past 2 months. Those with information on online gambling activities were urged to come forward to provide information to any nearby police station. Also in Selangor, a 56-year-old lorry driver who was involved in an accident which killed 2 people in Subang Jaya yesterday has been remanded for 4 days beginning today. Magistrate Nur Syahira Abdul Salim issued the remand order at the Petaling Jaya Magistrates Court this morning to facilitate a police investigation into the case under the Road Transport Act. In a 10 a.m. incident on the Kesas Highway heading to USJ, the two passengers in a Perodua Myvi were killed when a 24-ton lorry carrying a load of sand toppled and fell onto the car. The lorry was said to have lost control and rammed into the Myvi before the heavy vehicle tipped on its side, crushing the car underneath it. Both deceased were identified as 70-year-old Goh Liu Xuan and Leong Mei Li, aged 48. The lorry driver, however, tested negative for drugs. Despite 62 years of liberty, Sultan Nazrin Shah said the attainment of the agenda to form a firmly united people to an independent and sovereign nation is still vague. The Sultan of Perak also said the process of building independent citizens who are united and possess a national identity cannot be delayed, as it is an assurance to the continuity of national sovereignty. In his royal address at an award presentation ceremony in conjunction with his 63rd birthday, Sultan Nazrin said Malaysia is blessed with numerous successes since independence, among them peace and prosperity, national security as well as public safety, the right to pick the government and economic opportunities. Unfortunately, he said one case where the level of achievement is still vague and likely to sink into darkness is the agenda to form a people who are firmly united.
Slogan-slogan atas nama kaum yang bersifat provokatif dan retorik atas nama agama yang bernada ekstrim kini kelihatan semakin digemakan. Slogan dan retorik sedemikian laksana bara yang mula menyalakan puntung, menyalakan unggun, jika tidak segera dibendung akan menyemarakkan api permusuhan yang boleh memusnahkan negara.
Sultan Nazrin added that the nation needs a progressive paradigm which will enable the people to feel at ease and comfortable, not harboring prejudices and suspicions while having an open mind and appreciating the diversity conferred to this land. He counseled that every country faces numerous challenges and threats, be it economic, political, social, other than threats from outside, which can threaten stability and order. Malaysia Airlines flight MH360 en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing was forced to return to the KL International Airport last night due to technical problems involving its landing gear. Malaysia Airlines Berhad said the pilot took the decision not to continue the flight after considering the safety of the passengers on board. In a statement, MAS said the plane landed safely at KLIA at 9 p.m. after 3 hours in the air. The aircraft took off from the airport at 6 p.m. and was scheduled to arrive in Beijing at midnight. However, due to technical issues involving the landing gear, the pilot made the decision to turn back and not to proceed to Beijing as scheduled. The cause of the plane's landing gear problem is currently being identified and repaired by its engineers. Following the issue, MAS decided to replace the plane with another aircraft which departed from KLIA at 12:30 p.m. and arrived safely in Beijing at 6:35 this morning. Oceanographic research is one of the most important among the many branches of science as it studies marine ecosystems, geology of the sea floor and climate change, among others, to give more exposure to this scientific field and raise more awareness about marine conservation among members of the public. A group of media personnel were invited on board University Malaysia Terengganu UMT's RV Discovery to get a closer look at the 14 million ringgit research vessel. The ocean covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface, but it is believed that we've only explored about 5% of the ocean floor. Even though humans have sent a probe to the edge of the solar system, we've yet to fully unravel the mysteries of our own planet. RV Discovery, which was commissioned in September 2008, is the first vessel in Malaysia dedicated to oceanographic research as well as for education and training of seafarers. Measuring 35 meters long and weighing 300 tons, the vessel is not only equipped with dry and wet laboratories, but also a room for processing and analyzing research data. Apart from its 12 crew, it can accommodate up to 23 people, including researchers and trainees at any one time. It is also equipped with electronic maps, water depth measuring devices, and temperature detectors, as well as audio devices which can listen to sounds up to 30,000 meters below the surface of the sea. This floating lab is also able to travel more than 4,000 nautical miles and stay up to 2 weeks at sea. The ship also has a seawater filtration system to produce drinkable water, as well as comfy living quarters and other amenities. To date, RV Discovery has embarked on a number of scientific voyages, including expeditions to prepare an oceanography database on the South China Sea, as well as measuring the health of the Straits of Malacca. Coming up next, a creepy encounter terrifying the internet. The details next. Welcome back. 8 people have died and more than 2 million others spent a night huddled in storm shelters as Cyclone Bulbul smashed into the coasts of India and Bangladesh Sunday. Although local authorities said the cyclone was weakening as it moved inland, Bulbul packed fierce winds and torrential rains causing floods, damaging homes and injuring scores of people. Falling trees and wall collapses were the main causes of deaths, as well as blocking roads and hampering access to affected areas. Over 5,000 shelters were opened to the 2 million people evacuated, while tens of thousands of volunteers went door to door and used loudspeakers to urge more to evacuate their villages. Local authorities warned of a storm surge up to 2 meters along the Bangladeshi coast. The country's low-lying coast, home to 30 million people, and India's east are regularly battered by cyclones that leave a trail of destruction. Hundreds of thousands of people living around the Bay of Bengal have been killed in cyclones in recent decades. While the frequency and intensity of the storms have increased, partly due to climate change, the death tolls have come down because of faster evacuations and the building of thousands of coastal shelters. Spaniards began heading to the polls on Sunday morning for its second parliamentary election in just over 6 months. This is also the 4th vote in 4 years that is likely to deliver an even more fragmented parliament with no clear winner and a sizable showing by the far right. Acting Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez called this election after his Socialist Party won a ballot in April but failed to form a government, betting that a new vote would strengthen his hand. Opinion polls suggest this new election will fail to break the deadlock, where neither the left nor the right look likely to win a ruling majority in Spain's 350-seat parliament. Violent protests last month in the restive northeastern region of Catalonia have overshadowed the campaign in a country that has been struggling to put stable governments together since 2015. Now let's hop on to Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making the rounds in the cyber world today. Now here's one to probably haunt your dreams tonight. A woman in Kunming, China shared her strange encounter of a carp eerily resembling a human face on Douyin, the Chinese version of the mobile app TikTok. Needless to say, netizens were beyond creeped out. Footage of the freaky fish went viral on various platforms and even sparked an online debate on whether the footage was real or fake. See it for yourself. In the viral clip, a woman can be heard saying, "The fish has turned into a fairy." Apparently, the human face many viewers see appears to simply be markings on the fish that look like a human face when viewed at a certain angle. Some Twitter users noted of the carp's uncanny resemblance to the main antagonist in the Harry Potter series, while others joked that perhaps it's not a carp with a human face, but actually a human with a carp's body. In front of a global audience of millions, the YouTube boxing grudge match between the UK's KSI and his US rival Logan Paul produced an internet spectacle on Saturday. KSI won on a split decision in a tear-up that was stripping controversy after Paul was deducted 2 points for hitting his opponent on his way down. Here's how one of the biggest events in the internet history went down. It was a controversial rematch result. One judge ruled 56-55 in favor of Paul, but the other two judges ruled in favor of KSI 57-54 and 56-55. Paul had a controversial knockdown in round 4, where he appeared to hit KSI on his way down, costing Paul a 2-point deduction. DAZN announcers were surprised by the 2-point deduction, saying it should have either not have happened or should have been only a 1-point deduction. Paul was upset by the decision after the fight and voiced his displeasure live on DAZN, a sports channel that broadcasted the match. He said he will challenge the decision to the California State Athletic Commission, as he should have gotten a warning claiming the result unfair. Paul, who is looking forward to a rematch, is not alone in those thoughts. Fellow professional boxer Amir Khan responded to the match, noting he won't be surprised if there will actually be a third match. However, some Twitter users expressed how nobody wants a third fight from the two. The pair's first fight in August 2018 drew millions of viewers online, as well as 21,000 who watched the fight live at Manchester Arena. Now updated as of 7 p.m, here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. When we return, local game developers track their stuff at Level Up Play. Stay tuned for the details. Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation (MDEC) hosted its inaugural game conference, Level Up Play, at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre over the weekend. The video games extravaganza allowed the public to experience and celebrate the very best that the Malaysian and Southeast Asian games industries have to offer. One of its unique games on display was the new Agent Ali game, Agents Arena, produced by Media Prima Digital and Common Extract. Here's Wanizul Islam with the details.
Ooh, tembak, shoot. Wow. Now this is a game that you'd love to play. The new Agent Ali game, Agents Arena, currently in closed beta, but soon will be released for the world to see. Very interesting game indeed, a 3 versus 3 player mode where you get to use so many familiar skills that are shown in the game.
The latest addition to the Agent Ali game franchise will be the first Malaysian-made multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA game. Currently in closed beta phase, Agent Ali Agents Arena has 6 playable characters for players to choose from, each with different sets of skills and powers.
We've had different genres for the Agent Ali game so far. We've had a very casual game, Agent Ali Mata Training Academy, and then we had Agent Ali Emergency, which was more of an action-oriented sort of game. And then we decided people like mobile games, people like playing with friends, correct? And then we thought, okay, how about we do a mobile game, right? And this is exactly why we wanted to create this game, to reach out to more mass market and also the international market.
Developed by gaming powerhouse Common Extract, the game aims to become one of the best mobile games in Malaysia, whilst promoting the skills and development of local talents.
It's very potential to be a mobile player, and because the animation is great, the storyline is great, we think that this project can greatly enhance Malaysia gaming scene and to bring it to the next level.
This is a fast-paced action game that features a lot of agents with different ability and skill. And for this game, we have put in a lot of efforts to show off Malaysian design and developing power to make a very great game, and we aim to be the best in Malaysia.
The official game is expected to be released in early May next year and will be available to download in both Apple and Android app stores. Introduced to the public at Level Up Play, gamers interested in joining the beta test can visit the link below at agentsarena.agentali.my. Apart from game demos for soon-to-launch AAA and indie titles, participants also attended the grand finals for multiple esports leagues. The two-day Games Festival successfully promoted Malaysia's efforts in validating the country as the preferred destination for the regional game development ecosystem. Wanizul Islam, 7 Edition.